Dive with us into the taste of the sea at SeaWorld's Seven Seas Food Festival. Join me for a moment in exploring some of the booths from the Seven Seas Food Festival, and then we'll be back to share some updates about what's happening around SeaWorld Orlando. The Seven Seas Food Festival is a fun event to go to each year, and if you're a past member, you might get a cool free item like this cutting board that they were offering this year. Last year was utensils. This year is an awesome cutting board for past members. And they have 50 different food items that you can choose from. So you can get these cannonball wings, which were delicious. You can take them and you can go stand in line as you wait to try your next item, which is the lamb ribs, which were delicious as well. So there's something for everyone to try, from veggie options to different types of meats to walking gyros, or these really good Indian funnel cakes. These were awesome as well. But moving on, let's talk about some new merch you can see at SeaWorld Orlando. First up, you have to check out the 2024 merchandise. They have the new shirts in both blue and pink. They have the big 2024 on them. There's also cups, there's an ornament, there's all kinds of 2024 merch. So check that out if you want to show you're a past member for the year. They also have this neat safari style kind of throwback to 1964, big anniversary year for SeaWorld. And so they've got the original logo on some cups. They've got the sweatshirts with like that stencil design on them. They got the bucket hats, pouches, hoodies, things, all kinds of different stuff to check out and include in your SeaWorld collection if you're interested. The nice tie-dye shirt, also some new frames. So lots of new things to check out. And if you happen to be a pass holder, then you're going to want to check out the magnets that they have, a different one for each month. When we were there in February, the one for January was already gone. You could not get the killer whale anymore. At least they weren't allowing it that day. Maybe later in the year, if they have extras, they'll bring them out. But for now, they're only allowing the one that is for that month to be purchased. So check for those if you want to collect these cool past member only magnets. Again, only for past members. We noticed a few things around the park. One of those was that Journey to Atlantis was down the day we were there for seasonal maintenance. This is not uncommon, and it should be back up on track soon. We also noticed that there appears to be maybe a new car for Kraken. They had the weighted test mannequins in one of the cars, and it looks nice and shiny. So did Kraken get a new coaster car? I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments. Also, you can still see penguins. The main pathway at this moment is blocked off as they redo that to create the queue lines for Penguin Trek and to get all that set for Penguin Trek to open here in spring of 2024. But you can still see the penguins. You just have to kind of go like you're going to go ride Kraken, or go back towards the sea lions the way they have that blocked off right now. Look for the signs for the penguins and you'll be able to go see the penguins. Just one room, this room right here, but you can still see them at SeaWorld Orlando. Let's head to the skies for a moment. You can see the parking lot. If you've been to SeaWorld in the last few years, you know parking was always diagonal. Parking is now straight in. We'll see that better as we come back around. But here is what Penguin Trek looks like right now from the sky. All of the track is connected, so we're just waiting on like landscaping. They gotta do test runs. It'll be exciting to watch this do its test here in the next few weeks, maybe at least in the next month, I would assume. We're getting pretty close. And as we come around here, if you look back behind Nautilus Theater, there is supposed to be a hotel put back there somewhere. Don't ask me how they're doing that, but that is new news for SeaWorld. There's going to be a hotel back there. You can see with Shamu Stadium that there is some work being done. That front pool has been drained so that they can repaint it, resurface it, and so that's being done. The inside structure is being repainted as well, and here you can get a little bit better look of the parking, how they're all, it's completely different how you park now, so just be prepared for that. It's going to be different, a little bit tighter to park, not as easy to back in and out if it's very crowded, so just be prepared for that. SeaWorld is opening a new Coaster Coffee. It's going to be Coaster Coffee Express, so you can grab your coffee quickly. It's over by Orca Stadium and across from the new Dockside Pizza Company. If I read correctly, I believe this is included on all-day dining, but make sure to check that on the website as that could be subject to change. They have some different pizzas, options for kids. They've got, garlic nuts, sounds really yummy. And of course, Coca-Cola, peanut butter and jelly or cheese pizza for kids. Sounds very good. Can't wait to try this here soon. And of course, the only way you can see killer whales right now is either through Dine with Orcas or by going to the underwater viewing. Now, there are some things that they're doing differently because the whales are having so much interaction with people. A lot of times in the past, people wouldn't really go to underwater viewing, but there are so many people now and there are so many people tapping on the glass that they're having to do some things a little bit differently. And let me have the trainer explain why they may ask you to do some things differently when you're at underwater viewing.
So I'm kind of explaining why we had everyone move back, just so you guys are just like, why did we move back all of a sudden? So I'm going to kind of just go through that a little bit with you guys, and I'll kind of make my rounds to the other people. So right now, this is Malia right here. She's 16 years old. She's absolutely beautiful. We love her with all of our hearts. And she loves all of you guys. She's very, very curious, and she absolutely loves people. And that's what she's exactly trying to do right now, is get your guys' attention. So she has learned over time to mimic human behavior. She's really, really good at it. So she has learned from people tapping on the glass like this. She does not have hands like you and I do. So the way she's trying to get your attention, she's made it into kind of a game. She likes to tap with her body. However, it's a lot bigger, it's a lot louder. It's not something that we're encouraging. So, if you guys can help me out by helping Malia out, we do ask if she does decide to tap the glass or make goofy faces at you, we're just simply going to ignore that behavior. That's how we train all of our animals here at SeaWorld. If they're doing something that's not exactly what we're asking them to do. So, if you see her coming up to you making goofy faces, we're not going to scream, we're not going to acknowledge it, we're not going to be waving hi to her, because what is that to her? Encouragement, right? She thrives on encouragement. She loves cheering. That's how we tell our whales, yes, that's exactly what you're doing correctly. However, this is not something we want her to be doing. So if you guys all help me out, just please, if she does come by, just completely remain very quiet and very neutral. You guys are more than welcome to still take pictures, but just make sure that you guys are staying nice and neutral. You guys got it?
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for helping me out in this training session.
And then we enjoyed the presentation that they had about the whales at underwater viewing.
Back up on stage. Maybe we'll get pointed at another whale in just a moment. But if you were down with Nick closer to the glass, you may have noticed that he was doing what we call mimicry behaviors with Nolani. Now, killer whales will learn a lot through observational learning. Killer whale calves are actually going to learn a lot of crucial life skills by playing games like Follow the Leader with their mothers and other members of their pod. So we often play Follow the Leader games with our whales in order to train them new behaviors and show them some of the different mimicry. So for example, if we wiggle our hands at our side, the killer whales are going to wiggle their pectoral flippers, which are the flippers on either side of their body. Now, we know that those are flippers because if you were to take an x-ray of a killer whale pectoral flipper, you would actually see 5 bony digits in there, very similar to our own hand. However, the dorsal fin on their back, or their tail flukes at the bottom, are what we call fins. And fins do not have any bone whatsoever. It's actually made out of a fibrous connective tissue. Now the dorsal fin and the tail fluke pattern of each killer whale is going to be unique to them. It's kind of like their own fingerprint. So that's a great way that you can actually tell the difference between multiple whales. Alright, I think we have Malia coming down to the window. She's been asked, so she's going to make her way down. She's going over to the right window, hanging out there with Sammy. So again, the dorsal fin and the tail flukes are going to be one way that you can tell the whales apart, but another way to tell them apart is actually going to be by those eye patches on either side of their face, right above their eyes. Those are all going to be uniquely shaped to the whales as well, so that's a great way that we are able to know that this is Malia. Her eye patches are very pointy compared to the other girls. Nalani, when she was down here, if you had happened to notice, on her right eye patch, she has 3 black lines inside that eye patch, so we call her eyelashes. So that's a great way to tell Nalani apart. We have Sammy doing some mimicry too. Sammy turned around in a circle, so Malia turned around in a circle. If I had to guess, can't see very well. Yeah, okay, great. So yeah, they can they'll use their body movements to follow us around as well. Get that mimicry. Alright. Another great way. Alright, Malia has been pointed back. Good job, Malia. Yes, give her a great round of applause.
Before I let you guys go, let me show you a clip from a fun show that they're doing during the Seven Seas Food Festival. It's an Italian-themed show. It's in the Italian area. So let me show you a brief clip of that, and then make sure to come back later in the week because I'll have the full video on the channel.
Graffiti on your face.
Oh, look at this, we're twins!
And escape from themselves.
Buongiorno and good day, friends and citizens. We are
Commedia of the Seven Seas. Hey! We humble players here on the streets of Italy firmly believe
He who walks the street without a sigh is a happy man.
and in this spirit, we greet you all today.
We regale you with our presence to regale to you a tale of seduction.
a tale of obsession, a tale of digestion,
Yes, the Italian streets are paved with love.
Love of the art.
love of love.
And love of linguini, and this love of fine Italian pasta is the love around which our story revolves.
Gather round one and all as we, Committee of the Seven Seas, present to you the hunger for Gabriella De Gnocchi.
We hope you enjoyed this quick look at the Seven Seas Food Festival and some updates around the park. If you have any suggestions for a video, something you'd like to see, please let us know in the comments. We'll see you guys next time on the next Ant on the Move video.